Well, I think it's safe to say we all dream of a happy retirement, but for some seniors, reality can mean finding themselves without enough things to do and also, of course, falling short on cash. Joining us now to discuss more about how retirees can keep active and their skills up to date while continuing to still make some money is CEO of Ignite Global and Future of Work expert, Kim Seeling Smith. Kim, good morning to you.
Good morning, Georgie.
It's a long title. Just explain, if you could, how retirement has changed over even just the last generation to now.
Absolutely. You know, our parents, when they retired, they thought about the day that they could quit work and then ride off into the sunset with their gold watch and maybe play some golf, maybe garden. And they didn't think about being valuable or productive. But those times are changing. People want to be more valuable and productive longer in life. We're living longer, we're living healthier lives, and the thought of just doing nothing anymore just doesn't cut it for a lot of people.
Well, of course, many of us don't have the luxury because they don't have the finances.
Yeah, that's right.
So that choice, you know, isn't necessarily there for a lot of people.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So it's a combination of both of those.
All right. What are some of the options then for those who don't necessarily want to stop working but might want to slow down? They still want to feel that sense of camaraderie and purpose.
Yeah, there are a number of options. They include things like the sharing economy. How many Ubers have you gotten into where there's a retiree driving, or Airbnbs? I do a lot of travel for work, so that's one option, taking advantage of the sharing economy. Another option might be freelancing. I have a friend of the family that retired as a health and safety manager, and he's gone to work just doing bits and projects for a friend of his. But even if you don't have friends that own companies where you can freelance, there are plenty of websites that you can get on and log your skills. Upwork.com, Guru.com. There are a number of them where if you have skills, you can actually offer those skills to the public.
How do we convince the employers, though? Because I hear constantly about this ageist society that we live in, and people aged over 50 are often not even getting a look in.
It's true. It's absolutely true. But that's changing. And interestingly...
Is it?
It is. It is. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. And I know this because it has to. So we're more afraid in Australia of ageism than our counterparts in the US or overseas in the UK. Fascinating. But employers are now starting to look more seriously at over 50s, over 60s because they have to. We've got 739,000 jobs that won't be filled by the year 2020, and that goes up to 2.2 million by 2030. So employers are going to have to start seriously looking at the older workforce. So don't discount that. You might not want to work in as responsible or work as many hours as you used to, but don't discount going back part-time or doing something a little bit different with less responsibility. Those options are starting to open up to retirees.
And not just so much they have to, but they should.
Yes.
Because what does this age bracket offer that a younger generation can't in terms of life experience? You know, productivity, wanting to make every hour count, time management, all those sort of things.
A lot of companies are doing reverse mentoring, meaning the Gen Ys or millennials will mentor the older generation on technical skills, and the older generation is mentoring the Gen Ys and the millennials on those life skills, those work skills that
are invaluable.
Yeah, exactly. And we used to be taught in school and in high school, but those aren't being taught so much anymore.
Kim, let's talk about setting yourself up properly for retirement. What do you want to get across to our viewers this morning?
Well, first of all, think about from a financial standpoint. How much money do you need? How much will you need to supplement? And then think about what you want to do and start exploring these options early. Start exploring them before you retire. Get on to Guru.com or Upwork.com. Figure out what it's all about. Think about how you can freelance for other people. Think about whether you want to drive an Uber or own an Airbnb. Think about these options before you have to face a decision as to what you want to do and where you want to take your life. Start planning ahead.
And perhaps consider upskilling and keeping in touch with your skills, but also keeping in touch with where the jobs are.
Yes, that's exactly right. So look down the path into the future and figure out where your function is going. Now, technology is an obvious one. You want to keep yourself up to date on those technical skills. But if you're afraid of technology, it's not the only types of of skills that are going to be an offer, because even with as much as we're talking about automation and digitization, those human skills are irreplaceable. So if you're collaborative, if you can lead good meetings, if you can think strategically, if you're a creative person, those skills aren't going to be replaced by technology anytime soon. So think outside the square and think about how you can add value and where you want to add that value to.
And back yourself.
Absolutely.
Great information today, Kim. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
You very
You too.
much.